spark, even though you didn't get the end zone in the second half? Just how you evaluate his play there?
Yeah, I think it's been the second week for him of making plays off schedule, if you will, when certain things weren't there. Again, it's good to see him in that environment and not be too frazzled and go out there and just play the way he did.
What was the plan with Brock and Cutter going into the game?
We were starting Brock and had every indication to play him the whole game. Again, we just felt early in that first half, particularly on that interception, that we needed a spark, and we decided to go in that direction.
How did today's game impact the decision making for next Saturday in terms of the quarterback?
I'm sure it impacted it. So we just, like always, as you guys know, right after the game, and just trying to absorb everything. And I'm extremely appreciative for the whole group, man. I am. I think those guys have been through a lot, including Gavin, including Bo, and the way they've handled themselves in a first-class manner is right now the only place my mind is at. So I'm appreciative of those four. Take those guys every year, and where we go from next year and all that, we'll figure it out.
A lot of Cutter's throws were downfield. Are those different plays where he's looking more downfield, or are they just more open and he's willing to make those throws?
I think he's had a good knack for getting to the next read, if you will, and I think that's maybe one part of it. I think another part of it is you make some second half adjustments and you feel like some of those come into play, and so it's a little bit of a mixture of both. But again, proud of how he went out there in that second half and then played, and I think there's a lot of positives there.
Last one.
Just the offense has had success in these non-conference games. You've got another one next week. But what does it need to do to close the gap in these SEC games? I'm sure you're working more than 20 points in the SEC game this season.
Yeah, obviously got to take a hard look, at ourselves, and it starts with me and seeing, how we can play more and more consistent. There's not a ton that needs to be said or can be said just right now. I think we've got to do a couple things, to take the next step, and again, it'll be a hard look starting with me.
All right, thank you, Coach. Actually,
Guys, couldn't you manage for the second half for so long? What happened with that one? On your eye, kind of transfer.
Yeah, some guys at times guys couldn't quite make the trips, to get the ball spilled. Some guys, we overran it. It got leaky there at the end. Whether some of the guys got a little bit tired and winded, but those are plays we got to make. We got to get the ball back there. And we had opportunities. Again, we got them to third and short. Two really crucial plays. You get them to the very first drive. It's, we're 4th and 2. We just got to stay attached to our man. We got a guy coming up to the quarterback. We're going to give the ball backed up to the offense, but we're going to make a stop. And we look in the backfield. It's a QB scrambling. We let our guy go. Then we have a chance here at on the 4th and goal on the very last drive. We get cut out of our gap and he just makes it over. So not good enough in terms of execution. We've got to play better, and right now we only got one shot left. So we'll pour it into this week, 7 days, and try to cap off this season at least on the right note.
There's the bowl weekends. There's a lot of the bad stats. So what's kind of the message you tell the guys to keep one good streak alive in this rivalry game?
I mean, we talked about it after Tennessee. We've talked about. This is football character. Like if you're playing a rivalry game, it don't matter whether you're 10-0, whether you're 0-10. They are, we are. Throw records out the window in these kind of games. Freaking strap it up and let's go. We got to execute better. They're a good football team, so we'll get on that tomorrow and then attack the week.
Brad, what gives you hope that this season can just be a blip and you guys can turn this around?
Gives me hope. You hope you've recruited the right guys. That have a foundational core. That this season stings them enough that Maybe if there was any complacency that was, young guys, they come in and all they know is that Kentucky's gone to bowl games for 8 years. Well, you don't just roll the ball out. You got to play really good teams week in and week out, and so we've got to, we got to dig deep. We got to get tougher, especially on defense. We've got to rise up more in big moments. I think this year there's been some critical times, that we didn't rise up, when we could have really helped the offense.
All right, thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited about the kid. The kid has definitely proved himself the past 2 games, and he continues to work hard, and it's paying off for him. So I'm excited about the future with Cutter.
What goes through your mind when you see a sudden quarterback change?
I mean, they both had been working hard all week, and we obviously gained a lot of confidence with what Cutter could do versus Murray State last week. So nothing in particular. We know and trust both guys, and we know what both guys bring. So there's nothing, but he definitely lit a spark in the second half. Cutter did.
Josh asked everybody, what gives you hope that this can turn around quickly and ending the bowl streak's not kind of a long-term problem?
Yeah, we got one more. Against our rival, we've shown good stuff, and then we've shown some bad stuff, and we just haven't been able to put it all together. So that's what we got to do for this last game, because Louisville's a talented team, and we know that they're going to want to come in and beat us at our place. So we got to put it all together for this final game.
You got it in the end zone, but Willie also made some big plays. What have you seen from him? What do you think can be in his future?
Yeah, he's a talented kid, and he's only a freshman, and the ball got thrown his way, and he made some plays. So he's obviously shown what he's capable of out there.
Can you talk about the play that you scored on? What was all of it? Was it for you? Was it,
Yeah, we had ran the play earlier in the year versus Florida. Run a heavy set, show a heavy set like we might run it, and then kind of just run a little smoke pass off of it. I ran the route, saw a guy was kind of right in front of me, but Brock delivered a great ball, and I just had to make a play.
All right, thank you, Josh.
What happened on that last defensive drive where they just kind of ran the clock out there after you played so well for us to say?
Honestly, I really don't know. It's just one of those things where we kind of just got to get it stopped, and unfortunately we couldn't. And they were using the ground game against us, and it was working. So, I wish I could tell you some answers, but I really can't.
They had 6 fumbles, and y'all were able to get 2 of them. Is it frustrating when the ball's on the ground and it's just not bouncing your all's way?
Yes, sir, most definitely, because we work that all the time, just like recovering fumbles and causing fumbles. We do that before practice, during practice, and sometimes after practice. So it definitely is frustrating. You see the ball on the ground, try to get it, but somebody hops on it before you do.
I feel like there were a bunch of different tackles impactful early in the game. You overcame some of those, but was that a point of emphasis in the huddle or at halftime? What exactly was going on with you guys?
Not really. I feel like it was just settling in. Last week, we played Murray State. The week before that, we had High, and they were going pretty fast at first. So I think just settling in and getting everybody, under control and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it was a point of emphasis. Just everybody just settled in, and we made plays after that.
What gives you hope that you all can turn this around quickly and this ending the whole streak's not a long-term thing?
Just the locker room. Everybody's still in the locker room. Everybody's still got high hopes, and everybody's still positive. There's no pointing fingers and blaming people. So that's what really gives me hope at the end of the day.
Well, could things change with a win to end the season against a rival?
Yeah, most definitely. Growing up a Lexington kid, obviously, I was taught to not like Louisville. So that's just for me personally. But like for the team, just going out on a high note. That's definitely important for us, especially how rough this season has been.
All right, thanks, Todd.
Thanks, man.